I want to start today's episode by letting you know that you don't manifest from light alone. You manifest from your roots. You do also manifest from the parts that you've buried, from the voice you silenced to survive. And today, we're going there. We're going into the shadows, into the unseen places that you've been taught to avoid. However, I need you to understand that that is where your power has been waiting all along. And as always, hello, my lovely. Welcome back to the You Are Immeasurable podcast. I'm Tonesha Hyde. I'm your host. I'm your divine business alchemist, energy healer, sacred mirror, and I'm here today to walk you through the sacred, the shadow, and the sovereign. This episode is a reclamation. It's a reclamation because somewhere along the line, we were taught that personal growth only happens in the light, that being high vibe was the goal. And that if you wanted to create something beautiful in this life, that you have to bury anything that doesn't feel positive. I'm here to tell you, or rather, I'm here to remind you that your power is in the places that you were told not to look. Your healing is in the memories that you constantly try to outrun. And let's not forget your abundance. It's tied to how willing you are to love what seems to be the unlovable parts of yourself. Are you with me? Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, we know that we live in a society that's obsessed with appearance. We've been taught that being okay is the goal, that we have to be liked, we need to be digestible, and also to swallow our pride or whatever in order to be palatable. But there's a horrible side effect that comes with all of that. We end up exiling our truth. We exile our grief, our fear, our anger, and definitely our shame. We exile the inner child that's still waiting for safety, the teenager that's still burning with rage, and the ancestor within us that's still screaming to be heard. This leads us to start wondering, why aren't my affirmations working? Why does my vision board feel fake or unattainable? And often we get to the point that we're like, why am I still attracting chaos, stagnation, and misalignment? The reason, very simple. Shadow work is not optional because you cannot create in full light while living in unconscious darkness. You just can't. So let's go here. Truth bomb. Shadow work isn't just dealing with trauma. It's not just crying on the floor, even though, yeah, sometimes, most times, that is something that comes with it. But shadow work is actually making the unconscious conscious. It's sitting with the emotions that you were told were too much. And it's absolutely about unlearning the spell of shame that says you're only worthy when you're perfect. Quick pause, lovely. I've noticed that there's a fire inside of you that doesn't seem to be reflected by your business. If you've been feeling misaligned, overwhelmed, or even stuck due to not fully understanding or feeling connected to the back end of your business, then it's time to see what's really going on beneath the surface. My Dragon's Eye Business Scan is an intuitive audit where we merge spiritual strategy, shadow work, and Dragonfire Reiki to uncover the energy leaks, misaligned systems, and even the hidden blocks that are keeping you and your business from thriving. Right now, I'm offering a special rate, and what you'll get is a custom system scan and follow-up via whichever messaging app you're most comfortable with. Now, this special pricing is a limited time offer. So check the show note or visit me at agitatorhigh.com/bizscan to go ahead and reserve your spot. It's time for your fire to be seen. It's time for you to allow it to flow with clarity, with purpose, and with power. Now let's get back to the episodes. In a nutshell, pretty much, I guess you can call it radical self-awareness. It's you telling you the truth. It's you asking, what parts of me have I made wrong just to be loved or accepted? And it even goes deeper than that. Here's where it gets, I'll say, ancestral. For many of us, especially Black and brown women, we're carrying shadows that didn't even start with us. We are carrying the fear of being too loud, the rage of being ignored, and the survival pattern that honestly kept our grandmothers alive. Yet at the same time, those things suffocated their joy, and now it's suffocating ours. And in order to do something about it, we have to name it, we have to feel it, and we have to integrate it. Otherwise, it's going to continue to run the show from behind the curtain. But there absolutely is a beauty to all of it. And I say that because I don't believe in dwelling in darkness just willy-nilly without direction. When you do this work, you don't just dig up the pain. What you're doing is resurrecting your power. Shadow work stops you from reacting because of the wound. And I'm talking about the wounds that you didn't even know were there. You start choosing from your truth, not your trauma, when you actually name, feel, and integrate those feelings. And what will happen is you will become someone who doesn't have to pretend to be okay when you're not, because you'll know how to hold yourself regardless of the season that you're in. And when you know how to do that, your boundaries, they get stronger. Your intuition is more tuned in and sharper. And your magnetism, it becomes undeniable. Because once you've done the work, there's nothing more powerful than a woman who knows her shadow and loves herself anyway. So I have an invitation for you for this week. I want you to give yourself a moment, or make a moment, or take a moment. It can be whenever you have the space to do that. It could be today, tomorrow, later on tonight, I don't know. But make sure it's this week. And I want you to ask, what parts of me have I made wrong just to belong? Also ask, what emotion or truth have I been trying to silence? And what might happen if I let it speak? Now, as I said, I want you to give yourself a moment whenever you have the space to do so. And I want you to allow yourself, allow your shadow, allow her to speak, because she will tell you, she will lead you, she will hold you and help you. And you can use whatever method is comfortable or works best for you. So you can write it, you could just breathe with it. But regardless of how you do it, be sure to be gentle, be patient, and be honest. Because everyone needs to understand that shadow work is the doorway, and self-love is what walks you through it. And before I let you go, I want to remind you that your shadow doesn't need to be fixed. She needs to be heard. And you need to know that you are not broken. You are not too much. You are not unworthy. You are not unlovable. This is your journey. This is your path to remembering that you are immeasurable. I see you. I honor you. I love you. And until next time, cheers to your transformation. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the You Are Immeasurable podcast. My prayer is that something in today's conversation sparked a remembering or a shift and maybe a softening in your soul. If you love this episode, please share it with someone who also needs this medicine, and make sure you're following the show so that you never miss a new activation. Also, come connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, or even TikTok. My handle on all social media platforms is @Agitator Hyde. Also, I want you to know that my DMs are always open if you want to go deeper, if you have questions, or you just want to share what listening to the podcast has unfolded for you. Beyond anything, I want you to remember that your power, your path, and your purpose are already within you. You are not broken. You're blossoming. You are becoming, and you are immeasurable. So until next time, be well, stay bold, and always stay true to the divine within you.